learners. Today, you all will be having a brief introduction about motherboards, chipsets, microprocessors, and latest available in market. So let's first discuss about motherboards. A motherboard, sometimes alternately known as mainboard, system board, or planner board or logic board, is the main printed circuit board, that is PCB, found in computers and other expandable systems. Unlike a backplane, a motherboard contains significant subsystems such as processors and other components. It holds and allows communication between many of the crucial electronic components of a system, such as the central processing unit and memory, and provides connectors for other peripherals. Most modern motherboards design use a BIOS stored in an EEPROM chipset soldered to or socketed on the motherboard to booting an operating system. It is assumed that the boot program will be a complex operating system such as MS Windows or Linux. When power is first supplied to the motherboard, the BIOS firmware tests and configures memory, circuitry, and peripherals. This power on self-test post may include testing some of the following things: video adapter, cards inserted into slots such as conventional PCI, floppy drives, temperatures, voltages, and fan speed for hardware monitoring, CMOS used to store BIOS setup configuration, keyboard and mouse, network controller, optical drives, CD-ROM or DVD-ROM, SCSI hard drive, IDE, EIDE or SATA hard disk. On recent motherboards, the BIOS may also pass the central processor microcode if the BIOS detects that the installed CPU is one of which errata have been published. A chipset is a group of interdependent motherboard chips or integrated circuits that control the flow of data and instructions between the CPU or microprocessor and external devices. A chipset controls external buses, memory cache, and some peripherals. A CPU is unable to function without impeccable chipset timing. A chipset includes the circuit board layout, functionality, and circuit mechanisms. Varieties includes microprocessors and modern card chipsets. In addition, a CPU has several different chipsets that vary accordingly to the architecture. A chipset and a device drivers are compatible when an operating system is initially installed. However, device drivers eventually become outdated due to subsequent hardware and software installation. Outdated or incompatible device drivers create compatibility issues, lack of features, and subpar device performance. Microprocessors. Microprocessors, any of a type of a miniature electronic device that contains the arithmetic, logic, and control circuitry necessary to perform the functions of a digital computer's central processing unit. In effect, this kind of integrated circuit can interpret and execute program instructions as well as handle arithmetic operations. The first microprocessor was the Intel 4004, which was introduced in 1971. During the early 1980s, very large-scale integration (VLSI) vastly increased the circuit density of microprocessors. In the 2010s, a single VLSI circuit holds billions of electronic components on a chip identical in size to the LSI circuit. The microprocessor also provides automatic control of industrial robots, surveying instruments, and various kinds of hospital equipment. It has brought about the computerization of a wide array of consumer products, including programmable microwave ovens, television sets, and electronic games. In addition, some automobile features microprocessor controlled ignition and fuel systems designed to improve performance and fuel economy. Latest available in market. Best CPU AMD Ryzen 9 5900X. Best high-end CPU AMD Ryzen 9 3950X. Best mid-range CPU AMD Ryzen 5 3600X. Best entry-level CPU AMD Ryzen 3 3100. Best gaming CPU AMD Ryzen 7 5800X. Best VR CPU Intel Core i5 10600K. Best VR CPU Intel Core i5 10600.